Get ready for the action, because the New York Knicks know exactly when the Eastern Conference Finals are kicking off. But the location is still a massive question mark. We dive into the details of where the Knicks will face their first opponent, and what that means for the series right out of the gate. York Knicks have heading into the Eastern Conference Finals, examining if this long break will be a strategic win or a potential pitfall for the team. And we tell you what to expect on Tuesday. The New York Knicks have confirmed the schedule for Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, but are currently awaiting confirmation on the venue, a decision that will determine home court advantage. Game 1 is set for Tuesday, with the location contingent on the outcome of Sunday night's Game 7 between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Detroit Pistons. If the number 1 seed, the Detroit Pistons, advances, they will secure home court advantage over the number 3 seed Knicks, hosting Games 1, 2, 5, and 7, if necessary, at Little Caesars Arena. Conversely, if the number 4 seed, the Cleveland Cavaliers, wins, the Knicks will control the series, opening Games 1, 2, 5, and 7 at Madison Square Garden. The full Eastern Conference Finals schedule is established, though tip-off times are yet to be announced. All games will be broadcast on ESPN or ABC. The Knicks entered this stage with an early advantage after sweeping the Philadelphia 76ers, granting them an unusual time advantage late in the postseason. By the time Game 1 tips off, New York will have enjoyed a 9-day layoff, contrasting with their opponent, who will be coming off a grueling 7-game stretch. Both Detroit and Cleveland have already completed 7 games in the opening round and will clash in a winner-take-all Game 7 on Sunday night. This means the Knicks will face a team emerging from a back-to-back series. Coach Mike Brown acknowledged the strategic dilemma, stating, "I've been in both situations, playing while a team's waiting, and I've been waiting while a team's playing. You can say a lot theoretically. You can say they're going to be tired, but you can also say they have a competitive edge because they've been going at it for 7 games and we've been off." Brown emphasized the team's focus on maintaining sharpness during the layoff while prioritizing player recovery. Looking ahead, the return of OG Anunoby looms large for the Knicks, as Coach Brown participated in full practice ahead of the conference finals. Anunoby, who is working through a right hamstring injury, indicated the injury was less severe than a previous one, focusing on incremental improvement. Mikal Bridges expressed confidence in Anunoby's readiness, stating, "He's been back and he looks good to me. I know how OG works and how his body is, so I think he'll be all right." Regardless of the venue, Madison Square Garden or on the road in Detroit, the stakes remain high. A Pistons victory would force the Knicks to face the East's top seed without home court advantage, while a Cavaliers win would shift that edge to New York. The Knicks now await the start of this next chapter, rested but facing a battle-tested opponent, with the potential for an NBA Finals appearance within reach since 1999. Jalen Brunson is making a significant and surprising impact on the New York Knicks, dramatically exceeding expectations following his performance in Dallas. Reports indicate that Brunson's recent play has propelled him to a new level of prominence within the NBA, sparking widespread discussion about his trajectory and overall impact on the team and the league. Analysts are questioning whether Brunson has truly surprised observers with his current standing and performance level in New York, highlighting a rapid and unexpected ascent in his career. The New York Knicks may have signaled a rotation shift for the playoffs, with reports suggesting Landry Shamet is less likely to face immediate pressure from the team's front office. thanks to OG Anunoby's apparent readiness for the Eastern Conference Finals. Sources indicate that Mike Brown is expected to retain Shamet in the mix, despite initial indications that his minutes might be limited as Anunoby recovers from a hamstring strain. This potential change carries significant ripple effects across the roster. Shamet had entered the playoffs on the fringes of the main rotation, only re-entering after Anunoby was sidelined. With Anunoby on track for a Game 1 return, playing time for Shamet could become scarce unless the Knicks continue to secure dominant, blowout victories. However, insider sentiment suggests otherwise. Ian Begley of the SNY was quoted as believing Shamet will remain in the rotation alongside Anunoby. If Begley's assessment is accurate, Shamet is likely to stay, which inevitably suggests a reduction in playing time for another player. Jordan Clarkson continues to be a dynamic presence, having started strongly in front of Shamet and Jose Alvarado early in the postseason. However, the Philadelphia 76ers series exposed limitations, particularly Clarkson's struggle with three-point shooting, currently recording 0 makes on 8 attempts in the playoffs. While the team's strategy is shifting towards players who move without the ball, Shamet offers both cutting and shooting capabilities, a dual threat Clarkson currently lacks. Despite Clarkson's performance, Mike Brown's trust in Shamet appears to have edged out his confidence in Clarkson by the end of the second round. The future of the rotation remains uncertain, heavily dependent on Anunoby's recovery timeline. If the Knicks ease Anunoby back in gradually, it could allow for increased usage of both Shamet and Clarkson. Nevertheless, the analysis suggests that if Anunoby remains limited, a player off the bench will eventually face increased competition. Currently, Begley does not favor Shamet, nor does he see Deuce McBride or Jose Alvarado as the likely candidate for a larger role. This leaves Clarkson as the primary alternative, or perhaps Mike Brown will rely on situational matchups or simply continue to dominate opponents. Ultimately, any increase in Shamet's role will necessitate a corresponding decrease for another player on the roster. The New York Knicks enter the Eastern Conference Finals with a significant rest advantage, a factor analysts are scrutinizing ahead of their matchup. The team has enjoyed 9 full days off between games, marking their longest rest period of the season, surpassing even their All-Star break layoff. This extended break follows a dominant sweep of the Philadelphia 76ers, concluding their run on Mother's Day. As the Cleveland Cavaliers and Detroit Pistons series concludes with Game 7 on Sunday, setting the stage for the ECF, questions are arising about the optimal level of rest. Historically, the team with the rest advantage has succeeded, with the Knicks winning 5 of the last 6 Eastern Conference Finals. Beyond the rest, the team is also focusing on health. OG Anunoby has returned to full practice after missing the last 2 games of Round 2 with a hamstring strain and is expected to be ready for the ECF opener. However, other concerns remain. Josh Hart is managing a finger injury sustained against Philadelphia, and Karl-Anthony Towns tweaked his back during the series-clinching Game 4 victory. Furthermore, the team is exercising caution regarding Mitchell Robinson's workload due to his ankle injury history. Despite the potential for rust from the extended layoff, the Knicks' performance has been exceptional. They enter the ECF with a 7-0 record and a league record plus 194-point differential across their first 10 playoff games. The players are acutely aware that a slip in performance is possible, and they are working to maintain rhythm. As Josh Hart noted, while the rest aids recovery, the mental aspect is challenging, stating, "It's good for recovery, but mentally I'm watching the games just waiting to get back out there. It's a little long." The Knicks will now face the waiting game until Tuesday to determine if the extended rest proved beneficial for their success in the Eastern Conference Finals.